What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
HellaDepraved.
Yes, we are.
Super excited about this.
Yes. So Lacuna Coil, I think, just dropped this...
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
So it's about a day old.
There was a major label, so the video's kind of see-through.
Yeah.
Well,
this is
pretty see-through.
a redone... It's not... they're saying remixed, so I'm not sure if there's a little bit of a difference or if it's just remastered.
Right.
But this is from Coma Lies, which was early 2000s album. Great song, has some of my favorite songs of theirs on it, actually, the album. And they're doing an entire remixed album that's coming out in October-ish, sometime around there I think I saw. And it's mostly Coma Lies, I believe. So I'm excited, and I'm really thrilled that they dropped a video for it. So,
okay. I've never heard the song, so...
Well, yeah, I knew you hadn't. You haven't heard a lot of Lacuna Coil yet, because they're with a major label, they're harder to bring on the channel, so on and so forth, but fabulous, obviously. And who doesn't like seeing their Italian doppelganger once in a while?
Right. Alright, so... We're going to react to this if you guys have already seen it. If not, click the link in the description below. Hop on over to all things coming back. Which that comes commentary, reaction, breakdown, comedy channel. With that means we will pause for any and all of the above. It is time to slash it up and break it down. This is Lacuna Coil with Tightrope XX.
The XX, I believe, are all of the remixed stuff.
Right.
So I didn't know that at first, okay? Yeah.
Let's get it.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
Is that the guy that's the screamier me?
Yeah, your doppelganger. From
He's
Italy.
wearing, like, guy liner, so it's a little different.
Yeah, they're wearing their classic stage makeup.
So does this sound different?
Christina with eye slashes. Sounds a lot clearer.
Okay.
Now, it's been a while since I've heard this particular track, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best for, like, differentiating between every nuance of the new versus the old. But if you imagine the Coma Lies is 2002, 2003, so it sounds a lot clearer.
What's the album called?
Coma Lies. They wanted to... Coma wasn't long enough, so they added lies to it. So it's Coma Lies. But like
the
one
coma
word.
itself lies to you?
Or the idea of restful sleep. We all know that's a lie.
It could be a play on words like caramelize. Maybe you're tasting.
I know that they started with coma, so I don't know about karma being the play, but like Heaven's a Lie, which is one of my favorite songs of theirs, period, is on that. So I'm not sure. Did one of our idiots pull the bag off the stairs?
He jumped from a higher step into the bag and fell down the steps.
That's wonderful.
And
I'm really
then,
hopeful the camera caught that, because
I don't know. It looked around for about 3 seconds and then took back off
Nobody
the
saw that.
steps.
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Our sweet dumb boy.
Yeah.
All right. So, if this is a re-recording or
Remixing.
a remix of sorts, right? I wonder how hard it was to do this, because we talked, I don't think it was on a reaction, it might have just been us just talking, about bands that get tired of their own music, or artists that get tired of their own music.
Right.
So then, like, eventually re-recording or remixing to make it more clear and more up-to-date, I feel like is almost like...
Could fall in that category.
Now you're doubling up and you're going to have to do some of these songs at a concert.
Yeah, but I also think this is maybe the album that first went crazy. Because I know Heaven's Alive was one of the ones that really took off. And it's been 20 years. So I don't know how much they had filtered out of the concerts that they were doing. But,
True.
God, her voice has just gotten better.
True.
So... pausing it just because they're a major label, as well as, you looking up lyrics?
I'm trying to.
Again, he hasn't heard the song before, and also the screaming can make it a little difficult. I really think that in the 20 years or so since the first album came out, the blending of their voices is so much more natural sounding. They've always been a great band. They've always been a great play against each other. Like, it just has always worked so well. But I think that they've just developed that bond more and more. So when Christina sings the higher notes and Andrea sings or growls, like, it has just taken on a new flavor almost. Are they not posting them?
I found them. I'm reading.
Okay. So I like the video. Just sort of, I don't know. Reminds me a lot of Heaven's Alive video, where they're on stage and being watched. Again, with the same war paint type makeup from Christina, and then the guy liner and so on and so forth. Same kind of robes.
Andrea
makes
Farrow.
sense. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because technically speaking, it's the same album. But
Right.
yeah. So, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, there was warning that danger was approaching.
Right.
Almost kind of like a fire starter ending there.
Right. I don't know what the song's about.
Okay.
Okay. So I feel like it's a song against being used.
I mean, yeah.
Kind of being gaslit in a way as well.
All the lies and the having to pay the price at this point. Yeah.
I will say, okay, so sound wise, and we've covered a couple of Lacuna Coil songs. I tend to like the ones where Christina's the lead singer and he backs up.
Right.
Just because I do think the growling works best in a backup situation.
For you.
For me. So
clarify.
a song like this is definitely not for me.
Right.
It's definitely for people that prefer the heavier metal sound.
And I will say that that is sort of how their band both started and then progressed. Like, Lacuna Coil is one of those that sort of... They've done a completely different journey than most metal bands that have a female artist in them. And most of those bands have progressively put the female up front and sort of backed away from some of the heavier growling, even if the female was the growler to begin with. Whereas Lacuna Coil kind of brought, I mean, they've always been a duo, but they put Christina up front a little more towards the middle of their career. And then they've sort of gone back to the dynamic duo in the last two, since Delirium album, and have gotten almost a little bit more metal. And fans love it. I love it. Because again, it's different than the way that a lot of other bands that I grew up with progressed. And I think part of that has to do with the energy and age and everything of the artist performing too, you know?
Right.
However, obviously they're still a duo. Like, certain songs, they each take center stage, but most of the time it's fairly even. And I do like it because it's that display of the dark and light, the harsh, and I mean, she's got one of the more angelic soprano voices I've heard. Just super beautifully high voice. And he's very clear. Now, I understand that, and that's also another reason why we haven't covered a whole lot of them. The band being, or I mean, the major label being the big thing. Because, like I said, there's a grouping towards the middle of their careers that you would love. And definitely songs from all the albums you would love. But they are heavier towards the growls than I know you gravitate towards. I just really wanted to see this, obviously. Blast from the Past. So this whole album did center around, at least for me, my interpretation of it. The lies that society tells you, that you tell yourself, that unfortunately close ones tell you. Heaven's a Lie was a lot about kind of religion, but not religion in a way.
Right.
Like, just talking about how you can't live on a foundation of possibilities, of things that you aren't ever going to see in this lifetime. Fear, heaven, whatever. Which is one of the reasons it's probably my favorite song off of this album. So, I think your interpretation, while being bare bones, is accurate. We'll see what other people think if they respond to it.
And I do want people to understand. So, the type of music I typically listen to outside of hip hop, I like more melodic singing. I want to hear a range, and so for me, growls and screaming come off as very monotone.
Or can, yeah.
There are some exceptions. Prime examples being like Chester Bennington tends to actually somehow manage to melodically scream. I don't know how the fuck he does that. Ronnie Radke.
Spencer. I mean, you
Spencer
enjoy
either
Spencer,
sings
yeah.
or he screams.
Right.
He
Kind of nothing in the middle. Yeah.
Even his screaming's more monotone than most.
Okay.
Or no, I won't say most, than some. And again, yeah, I really prefer the more melodic style of music.
Right. I mean, so some of the songs that you've liked, I believe, are some are on Delirium, which is one of their, well, back to harder stuff, but it is a little bit more asylum based, so it made our Halloween playlist. But like Without Morning, I believe is from the album before that. You really liked, and that one is a little bit chiller in terms of the sound of the track in the first place, and whereas Andrea does growl in it, it's offset pretty equally. So,
right.
Anyway, I loved it. I'm glad to see new old stuff from them.
I love their face paint.
Oh, yeah, that's classic. I love her war paint. She wears that a lot. It makes me very happy. You know? And their outfits, her outfits in general, are killer. I want them. But, you know.
Right.
It's just badass. It's about...
I feel like most of the female-fronted singers that we react to, you want most of their wardrobes. Because they do.
I mean, that's
dress
pretty
badass.
accurate, yeah.
Amy Lee.
Right.
The chick from Amaranth, that I can't remember her name.
Elise. Yeah. I mean, she just... badass kind of model thing, though. Whereas...
They're all models over there.
Christina's just flat out badass, doesn't care. Now, she still looks superb, but Elise does the flamboyant prom dresses, too, so, you know. Anyway.
Are you stuck?
We might have to save the simple baby over there.
No. This is our smart one.
Oh, really?
Her nail's stuck in the mesh.
She'll get it.
Maybe.
Nah,
It's been like, oh, there it goes.
Yeah, she'll get it.
All right. Anyways, if you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below. What did you think of Lacuna Coil with Tightrope XX? Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
We love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see you to pray people later.